Hi there, everyone. Welcome. I'm so grateful to be here with you on this new moon, the eclipse, and the beginning of this fire horse year. We're going to be just dropping in and doing something very simple. It's something anyone can do. If you're new to meditation and breath work, it's a perfect way to uh, kind of introduce you to sitting still, cross-legged, or even in a chair, and just focusing on your breath for 9 simple minutes. And the pulsing breath that we're going to be doing tonight it's often referred to as a segmented breath because what you're doing in essence is taking a full, long, deep breath, but chopping it up into tiny little segments. And you want to make those segments equal and you want to be rhythmic with it. And fortunately, my friend Russell made us a lovely guide track. It's one of my favorites that he's made so far because it's like a little lullaby. So yes, this is something I know some of you are here on the East Coast and it's already 9 o'clock at night, but this meditation is totally fine to do at night. It's fine to do in the morning too. It's simply just a wonderful way to connect to your breath and your body and relax your nervous system and feel good in your body. So I'm going to share with you, it's actually a page from the Infinity Breath Foundations Training Manual. It's on page 67. So I'm going to share that with you and I'll go over the logistics as it's written in the book so you can get a little peek into the Foundation's manual. But it's also nice because I think personally I like reading things that helps me kind of get it. And then I will go over it again. But it is absolutely very simple. A lot of you have been doing breathing journeys with me, and so you're going to be like, that's it, compared to some of the other things we did back in 2024. And yeah, it's it. But I think sometimes the simple meditations are, I don't know, you can kind of go deeper sometimes in them. So let me pull this up for us now and share it with you. And I'm going to present mode. All right, hopefully you can all see that. Yeah. Okay, so this is a segmented or pulsing pranayama. Oh, sorry, I'm in the 16. I'm getting ahead of myself there. We are doing the 8 tonight. Hold on a minute. There we go. Pulsing 8 breath. That's more like it. So the type of breath is a nostril breath or nasa, meaning we're going to be breathing both on the inhale and the exhale through the nose only, as opposed to through the mouth. It's segmented, as I mentioned, and there's an option to do something called the Ujjayi breath. If you're familiar with that, great. And if you're not familiar with that term, Ujjayi, it means victory, and it's an oceanic sounding breath by gently contracting the muscles at the back of your throat, and the breath will still go in and out of your nostrils, but it will create a little more of a sound. So you're welcome to do that, and it doesn't matter if you don't, but I just want to offer that as an option in case you enjoy that breath and you'd like to do it. Um, the oceanic sound can help you focus on the breath. Like hearing your own breath more in your mind can absolutely help you focus. So the benefits of the pulsing 8 breath, it strengthens your lung elasticity. It stimulates the glands of the brain. It synchronizes your mind and body, and it balances emotions. You can think of pulsing breath like a hydraulic pump, and what you're doing is pumping prana or chi or air breath through from the nose to the glands of the brain and out, in and out. And so I like to think of it like that sometimes. The qualities of this stimulating, but it's not like super activating. So it's definitely, like I mentioned, something that you can do in the evening. Circulating, meaning we're taking pranic energy on the breath and we're moving it. And that has a clearing and balancing effect. Synchronizing, so we're working with the glands and it creates like a harmonic experience. You're going to feel more resonant within yourself. And it's also expanding. But I also invite you to journal after we practice together and see how it makes you feel. Everyone's different. So the chakras associated, the energy centers associated with this particular meditation, or that get, the entire chakra system will receive like a nice, beautiful, loving, you know, energy. But these three in particular, Manipura, which is your navel center, the Ajna, which is your third eye space, and then the Sahasrara, the hardest one to pronounce, the Sahasrara, the seventh chakra, which is your crown. And that's for your connection to your higher power, your divine self. The vayus. Now, this is a term, if you haven't done the training with me or you haven't done extensive breath work, it's it's literally a foreign term, but it means a region of prana. And so the samana vayu means that it's going to work with your digestive area. And then the udana means just overall, the vayu that works with everything, head to toe, palms, ears, all of it. And this is a little just note here, generally safe to do slowly and gently during pregnancy. So if any of you joining tonight are pregnant, something I don't want you doing is working with your navel point. And I'll explain more in a moment. But otherwise, totally safe to do, especially the Ujjayi breath. And also, if you are pregnant, please do not suspend the breath at the end of the practice. And I'll explain that more in a moment. Okay, we're going to move on. Pulsing breath. Like I said, very simple. We're just sitting cross-legged, or you can be kneeling on your heels in Vajrasana, or you can be seated in a chair. The mudra, you're placing your hands on your knees with your ring fingers and thumb tips touching. Surya mudra. So ring finger and thumb tips. And then your drishti, which is your eye gaze. You're gazing down at the center of your chin with your eyes closed. And that's something you might notice your eyes wander a bit, but just do your best to remember and redirect your gaze downwards. That specific eye gaze is very powerful and it really draws you into yourself. It's a great drishti for evening time to go inward. And it also is wonderful for emotional balance. Okay, so again, cross-legged or on heels, ring finger and thumb tips touching. Gaze is down at the center of the chin. And then to begin, we're going to exhale slowly to just clear the breath. And you're going to inhale in 8 equal segments through the nose, allowing the belly to expand with each inhale. And then you're going to, after the 8th inhale, you're going to exhale 8 equal segments out the nose, drawing your navel up and in with each pulse. So again, as I mentioned, if you're pregnant, you're just going to be sniffing without focusing or like emphasizing any navel movement. Okay, and we're going to complete this for 9 minutes total. At the end, we're going to inhale deeply through the nose, one long deep breath in. We're going to hold the breath, and at the top of the inhale, we're going to raise our arms up overhead with our fingers spread wide, palms facing forward. You're going to hold the breath and then apply what we call the Mahabandha, which is you squeeze the muscles at the base of the spine, draw the energy up, and you have the option to also press the tip of your tongue to the ridge of the upper palate, which is right behind the top front teeth. I'll explain all of this more, but then you're going to keep the arms up. You're going to exhale completely out the nose, and we're going to repeat that 2 more times. All right. And then in a moment, I'm going to give you the option to, if you have any questions or, need anything cleared, then I'll give you the opportunity, and feel free to send a chat already. Okay. And then it is, as mentioned, it is optional to practice the pulsing breath with Ujjayi breath. Okay. That's it. The next page is just for note taking. So, okay, to go over that again, cross-legged or on your knees or on a chair, Surya Mudra, ring finger thumb tips. This is great for boosting your immune system. It's the Surya is the soul, so you're connecting to the fire element and your sacred self-expression and the self. So, and that's going to be the fleshy part of your hands on your knees. Then you're going to have a nice lift in the heart with shoulders relaxed, Soft tuck of the chin in so the back of the neck is long. And then again, that gaze down to the chin, the center of the chin with your eyelids closed. Okay, and then the breath pattern again is 8 equal tiny sniffs in, and then 8 equal tiny sniffs out, and so on and so forth. I'm going to be putting the guide track on, so once you hear the guide track, you'll be able to pick up with it. It's very easy to hear the sniffs, and hopefully you tune into your own sniff. And okay, somebody came in with a question, so one moment, please. There we go. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. So whenever we gaze at the tip of the nose or the center of the chin, the eyes do feel like they're crossing. There can be a little bit of strain with that, but as long as you don't feel like you're hurting yourself, just keep bringing it down there. If you need to take a break from it, go ahead and take a break from it. But I wouldn't look all over the place or open your eyes. Just simply relax it and gaze forward at the back of your eyelids for a moment, and then bring it right back down. And the physiology of the gaze at the center of the chin or the tip of the nose is you're literally crossing the optic nerve at the point of the pituitary gland, which has a very activating third eye space, the ajna center. That's why that's one of the chakras that gets really pronounced in this. Um, because the frontal lobe and the pituitary get a little bit of stimulation. You're doing that, combining that with bringing the prana in and out. It's clearing this area here for more intuition and clear thinking. And yeah, so, but let me know how you experience it. Happy New Year. All right. Are there any other questions? Thank you for asking that, Alana. Okay, great. So then I'm going to cue up the music. And while I'm doing that, I do invite you to just close your eyes. You can get the mudra ready and just drop in, you know, the potential energy that we have before we meditate, especially together, even though we're not physically in the same room, but we're doing this on the planet together at the same time. And so the potential energy here is strong. And we're here at the precipice on this new moon. And I invite you to just sit with yourself and whatever's present with you. It doesn't have to be positive, it can be, I just encourage you to be with what is present for you now. And if you do want anything you're feeling or experiencing to shift or transmute, then say a prayer, be in prayer about it, and pray that the breath helps with that and brings you to a space of more calm and clarity and acceptance. All right, I'm going to cue up the music now. You'll hear a little bell, and that's when you exhale all the air out, and then you'll hear it come in. Take a deep breath in and raise both arms up. Hold the breath in at the top of the inhale. Spread your fingers wide. Squeeze the muscles at the base of the spine. Draw the energy up. Stretch through the spine. Stretch the arms. And if you'd like, you can press the tip of the tongue to the ridge of the upper palate right behind the top front teeth. Good. Now keep the stretch, keep the posture. Exhale, nose. Navel draws in, breath goes out. Another deep belly breath in and in. Fill the lungs, fill yourself as much as you can at the top of the inhale. Hold the breath, pull up from the root, press the tip of the tongue, stretch up. And keep everything as is. Exhale, all the air out, out, out. Empty yourself. Good. Now for the big reset, deep belly breath in. Crystallizing it here. Hold the breath in, reach up, stretch, press the tip of the tongue. Feeling new, feeling ready, feeling yourself. Whenever you need to exhale, slowly sweep the palms through your aura, out, around, and down. And just pause here for a moment, hands in lap. Allow for any subtle shifts in your spine. Notice any sensations. Feeling safe and grounded in your body. And relaxed and regulated in your nerves. And if you'd like at this time, you can jot a few notes down. You can send a little chat if you'd like to share any feedback or ask any questions. I'll also give you the opportunity to unmute yourself if you'd like to share verbally. Let's see here. All right. Feel free to send over a chat or just say hi.
Hi, everybody. Happy Lunar New Year. Whee! You're the fire horse. Yeah. Uh, that was interesting. The longer I do this breathwork stuff, especially when you really get zoned in, I start to feel shapes, like, in other words, that you know that I took the training and I've been doing this as above, so below breath. That one triggered like a flame. I felt at one point a flame come out of my head, and then I felt the whole thing was a flame. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And this one, when I really got zoned in, I could feel like a
Mm-hmm.
triangle shape. It was a different, it produced a different shape within the energy
When we
sphere.
gaze downward, that's what you said. When we gaze downward, we're creating a triangle with our gaze. Like,
Oh, wow,
so,
that's
anyways, that was
wild.
interesting. Yeah.
I thought maybe I was just imagining it, but it's,
Yeah.
like I said, doing it every day has produced some unreal results.
Oh, so glad to hear. I'm looking at the chat here. We have Tiffany. I over sniffed. That's hilarious, Tiffany. But then you started to relax and it became more even. Yeah, good. Good. All right. And
I
hi,
have a question
Christina.
for
Yeah,
you,
hi.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Well, I know you talked about like stimulating and the benefits and everything, but I'm curious, like what would have you pick this one in your life versus a different one?
Okay. The eight pulses cycle to the pituitary gland and the pineal gland and back. So it's a repetition over and over, like I mentioned, that hydraulic pump. So, in your life, if you were wanting some more of your own psychic empowerment, this is a good one.
Okay, noted. All right. Thank you.
There in the canon of Kundalini yoga pranayamas, there's several segmented eight breaths. I know Lori is probably shaking her head. Yeah, and they pretty much all focus on your intuition. And I believe that's why it cycles through the pituitary and the pineal gland.
I found it a little bit easier. I wanted to do 16. Is there a difference?
Yeah, well, you just sort of segued into what I was going to say next. Hi,
Oh,
Laura.
hi.
Um, there is the album that we just put out has the pulsing 4, pulsing 8, which we just did, and then the pulsing 16. Um, the difference being obviously that you're segmenting, you're chopping up the breath even into more segments, but it actually creates less breaths per minute, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
you're actually slowing down the breath even more, which can slow down your nervous system even more, lower your blood pressure. The 16 pumps, like if we're talking the hydraulic pumps, it goes throughout your entire glandular system. So like the vayu, the region of prana that I was talking about, that's the Vyana vayu. It's just all over. The 16 is great for that. And what I was going to suggest, and thank you for bringing it up, is that if you're curious to try this pulsing 8, it's a great way to ramp up to pulsing 16. Um, in fact, I'm going to announce it soon, but I'm hoping to, if all goes according to my plan and hopefully God's willing, we'll start the Pulsing 16 sometime in the very near future. And we can do that together, maybe even as a 40-day sadhana, just to experience what it's like. But for now, what I recommend is the Pulsing 8, just to kind of ramp up to it. And I wouldn't say one's better, or, you know, more beneficial than the other. I would just say that they're slightly subtly different.
Mhm.
Have you been doing the 16?
I haven't, but and I couldn't do the 16 the entire time. Like I had to go back to 8, but for some reason 8 felt like actually like it was making me a little hyperventilating somehow. So I needed more. I don't know. It was easier for me to get a full exhale doing the 16. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. I see what you mean. One thing you can try, were you doing it with the Ujjayi breath?
No.
Try that.
Okay.
And what I mean by that again is that slight contraction at the back of the throat. Your
Hmm.
breath is still moving in and out of the nose, but it's that
Yeah.
oceanic sound. And um, personally, I sometimes just weave in and out. Sometimes in the middle of the meditation, I'll switch over to Ujjayi. Just I don't know why, it just happens. And I notice when I'm in that mode, it's a little less activating. So if you're feeling like you're getting a little hyperventilating feeling from it, like you're trying to catch up with your breath a little bit, try the Ujjayi breath because it might actually calm you down a little bit.
Okay.
It's more subtle
Mhm.
than those sniffs, than the over sniffing like Tiffany mentioned. All right. Anybody else? Yes, Sylvia, I will send a replay of this tomorrow. And yes, the album is everywhere. You just want to search for Infinity Breath. We've got a whole, yeah, we're going to start to put all the different tracks on there. But for now, we've got the Firefly Breath and we've got the Pulsing 4, 6, 4, 8, and 16 breath. Yeah, so just search Infinity Breath, Pulsing Breath. It will show up wherever you listen to music.
Hi there.
Hi, Parisa. I see your hand raised.
Hi. I just wanted to real quick, not a question, but just a comment about you are glowing, by the way,
The
radiating.
lighting here.
It's
Thank you.
so good. And I want to express gratitude and appreciation for
Oh,
you and the practice. And It's been like kind of a unshedding, dumping, and then on to the next kind of energy. So I just feel really grateful to be able to like reset my nervous system.
I'm very grateful too, and I appreciate your appreciation.
Mwah.
Uh,
Big hugs.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. I will be sending this out tomorrow. Appreciate you joining live, though. This would have been really lonely on my own. Thank you, Ramona. Good to see everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much love.